So again, welcome everybody. Today is session 5 of the summer bridge program. I hope you are having a fantastic day. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. And I'm going to share my screen. Hey, can y'all see that okay? I'm just typing in the chat on you. So, yes, it is. Okay. So to make life easier for y'all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually give you the link to the Google Drive. They should all be updated already. So I'm gonna disconnect my headphones because I guess my audio is a little bit off. Let me turn this on. Okay. How's that? How's that, Abigail? Okay? Is it better? And everyone else, yeah, it was probably, you know what it was? It was the AC. The AC was missing here. You know, it's hot. Let's have the AC busting today. Copy this link and put it in the chat. So if you need, this is a link directly to the Google Drive. These have all the assignments. And again, I will be going over the final assignments for y'all later today. But what we're gonna do now is just go over this quick presentation. I'm gonna give you some time to continue to work on the college checklist. And again, that's something that's also in the Google Drive. So we're gonna start it off, Summer Bridge Session 5 again. We love Canva because they have the little like active thingy. So today we're going to be doing question of the day. I'm going to be doing an assignment check-in of last week, completing the checklist part 2, the open season activity, and then student reflections. And then the final assignment is going to be a vision board. And again, I will show you how to go through that. Jelani, thank you for joining us. Today is kind of just talking about wrapping stuff up and getting prepped for the next session. So I'm going to share the link again. Jelani, if you need, the Google Drive link is in the chat. So if you need to save it, if you need to copy it, if you need to bookmark it, please do so. But we are going to get started. So first, question of the day. Who is one fictional character you wish you could be for a day? And it can be any fictional character. So again, fictional characters, cartoon characters, people in TV shows, superheroes, characters in movies. If you were to be a fictional character for a day, who would it be? It can be any fictional character. Again, please either type in the chat or unmute yourself. If you could be any fictional character, who would you be? Sanji from One Piece. Sanji is the GOAT. Moana, we love it. Black Widow or Thor. Okay. Okay. We like those. I like these answers so far. Who else? Who else would you be? I could be. You don't have any? Not even like your favorite character from a TV show? I mean, I have no idea who that is, but I wish I did. Their life is too hard. Oh, so you gotta pick someone easy, like you could be like SpongeBob. So I don't even know. Hey, honestly, some characters' life are really hard. Okay, okay. I wish I knew who some of these characters were, but I'm not like that. To be a fictional character for a day, who would you be? That is Jelani Jelani. if I could be a fictional character, I would be. Hmm, I think V makes a good point. But I don't want someone's life to be so difficult. Like, that would be terrible. I'll be honestly, I'll probably be Miles Morales, be Spider Man for a day, but not important character in a movie. Okay, so like a side character. Okay, I like that. That's true. Some main characters, they get got. But yeah, thank you for sharing, everybody. If I could be one, I'll probably be like I said, probably be like a superhero. Or if I was gonna pick another person, I wouldn't want to live in any most anime universes. I would probably pick, yeah, I'll probably keep Miles Morales. He's pretty cool. You can also be someone like that's not even like a character, like a just a character. So like, I would probably pick like uh Troy from the show Community. He would be really cool. But yeah, thank you for sharing, everybody. We love talking about fictional characters. So today, again, we're gonna continue to complete the checklist part two. We're gonna continue down the list, financial aid check, and then I'm gonna be talking mainly about this last piece right here, waiving health insurance. This is a big thing that a lot of students don't realize when they actually attend college. Most schools will apply, will give you health insurance, but you need to say no to it or waive it if you have a health insurance plan from your parents. If you need a health insurance plan and want to get one from the school, you can do that. But we're going to talk a little bit about that. So now what I want you to do is just take like 5, 10 minutes and then go through the checklist and see what you need to finish. Again, the checklist is in the Google Drive. It should be the assignment that says assignment two. If you already have it downloaded, feel free to pull that up. But take like five. I'll take you like five. I'll give you like 5 minutes. Today's gonna be a quick session today. Just go through the checklist, see what you need to finish, and then if you need, make a Google Doc or Google Sheet for your plans to complete the checklist. I don't know why it says what that word is. The C and the H are backwards, but that's okay. But yeah, take like 5 minutes just to go check what you need to finish, and then if you have any questions, make sure to look up. Make sure to like let me know because I can answer most of those questions. I have to check. And what I'll actually do is right here. Let me pull up the checklist itself. Here's the PDF, and I'll run down through it just to make sure that you know. And again, make sure to go through it with yourself. Yes, Diamond. Thanos not every stranger bypass who dies. But if you're not in the Marvel universe, it doesn't matter. So I got you on that one. So again, April, choose your school, do the research, check financial aid. May, pay your enrollment deposit. Hopefully you already did that by now. Set up your university email. And also, so troubleshooting the transfer data from BPS email. We are actually unable to do that because BPS like blocked it off. So you can't do email forwarding. But that's okay. Just have your personal email. Make sure that anything that you have connected to your BPS email, you put it on your personal email. If you're living on campus, fill out housing forms like your meal plan, register for orientation, of course. Make sure financial aid, you are all set. Set deadlines are part of your financial aid package. If you don't know how to do that, please make sure to schedule an appointment with me. I'll be available all summer before you go to school. So make sure you check in with me about that. And I'll be checking in once we're finished with Summer Bridge, like once or twice every month, just to see how things are going. Determine how much you're going to pay out of pocket and see if you're going to take a little loans. And then again, I talked to Abigail, will be a little bit earlier, but if you're thinking of getting a summer job, make sure you do the application process. And then loan counseling is probably in June and July, so just make sure to finish that. So as we make our way into June and July, make sure to attend orientation make sure to waive health insurance. And again, if you need to do that, just type in your school's name into Google, type in waive health insurance, and it should be a function on your student portal. If you log in, you should have that. Again, meet with your advisor at school so that you know which classes you need to take. And again, you'll probably do that during orientation. So just make sure you're checking that. Make sure you check in with your guidance counselor to confirm final transcripts. Make sure they send those over, send them doing enrollment courses if you took, and then also your AP scores. And then some schools do offer placement exams for language and math and possibly English, but just make sure that you are completing those placement exams. And then as we move into the later months, you're gonna have to pay your bill, figure out transportation to school if you are living on campus, contact student employment offices to make sure that you know about work study opportunities. The sooner the better with those. And for most of you, you are required to do work study, so make sure you get on that as soon as you can. A big tip is make sure that you go towards the library first, because the library is usually the easiest job. If you can't do that, look at different school offices and see if they have openings. Sign up for classes, be aware for those requirements. And then if you're gonna buy books, see what books they require for courses, and then make sure that you are all set in terms of those books. And then arrive to school and take the campus by storm. Again, if you are doing virtual schooling, you might not be able to do that, but most of you will be taking classes in person. So just be ready to take over campus in a way. And then finally, throughout the summer, reach out to current students and learn more about the school. So if you know any alumni from your schools, make sure to reach out if they are going to the school that you attend. Connect with TRIO programs on campus. So like we have student support services, Success Boston, Upward Bound, McNair Scholars, Diversity Office, Cultural Centers. It's going to help you feel way more comfortable when you're actually on a campus. And then look into overnight programs through Diversity Office. So no, you're not expected to complete everything on this list for the summer, after the summer, you don't have to do it. Once you start the school year, there are some things that you should be doing, but this is to help you be organized as you're making your transition to college. So like, these are just things you should keep in mind. A lot of them are required, of course, like financial aid and paying your enrollment deposit and paying tuition. But like reaching out to current students, you don't need to do that necessarily unless you feel like you need to. A lot of schools may not offer overnight programs. So if you're not interested in doing that, that's okay. And then also there's some other stuff that, again, if you're planning for transportation, if you're not going too far, might get dropped off or take the train or something like that, going a little bit further, you probably have that plan already under. So yeah. So make sure, again, if you need, let me paste it again. This is access to the Google Drive. All of the information will be either on the website, and if you need any access to assignments, it's available in the Google Drive. And then for those that just joined us, all the assignments are going to be due Thursday of this week. And if you're able to complete all those assignments while also participating in some of these sessions, you will be able to get that laptop. But I can only confirm if you complete all these assignments. And if there's any issues with those, please reach out, let me know. I'm not trying to make y'all not get laptops.
I have a quick question. How many assignments are there?
So there are 5 total. Some of them are just asking questions. Some of them are more creative. If you want, I can show you what some of them look like.
Please.
Just because today is a pretty relaxed day. So here's Summer Bridge. Assignment 1 is just ask 5 to 10 questions about like the college transition process. So in your case, you can ask about whatever you want. So yeah, so you should have access to that. Let me see. Assignment 3 is this, a class schedule. Again, if you want, you can just look up some classes and be like, oh, let me type these in.
And then so it's just answering questions?
Yeah. So just answering questions. For assignment 2, it was this checklist, but like you can just edit it and then send me a copy. Or honestly, if you have it, send me a picture. Like just text me and just say which things you've already checked off, and you don't have to fill out all of those, but that's
Okay.
part of it. The next assignment is this. So you research some schools, and then as Stefani's done here, just make sure that you add a new slide, and then you will say 2 clubs that you're interested in and some information about it. And you can literally copy and paste the description on it. But if you're interested more in like work or doing a job, like you can
Mm-hmm.
also just type in like your name, be like, I'm doing this job. Um, but yeah,
Is it like any clubs or like specific ones that we have to choose from?
it can be any club that you want.
Okay.
I told you, I'm not trying to make it hard on everybody. Um, but yeah, so you can make a new slide on here, add your name, and do all that stuff. And then the final assignment is going to be this vision board. Since Swami wasn't able to send out those pieces, I'm actually going to take this slide off because we do not have a poster or like something you can draw on. But what you're going to do is just answer some of these questions or showcase a few things that whatever ways you feel best, you can draw, you can post a picture, you can type something out. And I think I did get yours. I have it here just for that. But yeah, this one is just something creative, something that you want to accomplish, some of your accomplishments in the past, some of your accomplishments in the present, and then what are you looking forward to achieve in the summer? And you can have free range with that. So again, put your name in the middle, and then just go through with it.
Okay.
For
Thank
Yeah, no problem. For anyone, are those assignments not working? Because if they're not, that's okay. I can just go back and edit them. But yeah, so that's how the assignments work. Make sure that you finish them. If you don't, I would be very sad to not be able to give y'all those laptops because we are trying to give those out because we were virtual and we wish we weren't. So yeah, let me see. Let's go back to here. So this next activity, Swami and Janae were gonna come join us, but they are actually busy right now, so I was not able to get them. But this next activity is called Open Season. You can ask any question that you would like. It can be about a personal college experience or a general question, but everyone must ask at least one question. And again, we have until 2 o'clock, and basically this is going to be the main piece of the session. Again, I was going to have Janae and Swami here. If I do not have them, we can just get started. But let me send them a quick text. Actually, no, they're probably busy, so it's okay. So Swami, if you guys didn't know, Swami got her bachelor's and her master's at UMass Boston. Swami got her master's in school counseling, so that's a fun fact. If you haven't met Janae, she's our assistant director. She received her undergraduate degree at NC State, North Carolina State, and she attended Harvard University to receive her master's of education. And then for me, I went to Boston College for undergrad and got my bachelor's degree, and then I went to Boston University to get my master's of education. So again, you can ask whatever question you want about college. It can be personal questions. It can be related to school. But everyone needs to ask at least one question, and y'all can get started, I guess. So yeah, what questions do you have about college? About anything? And if I have a story for it, I will tell you. Again, you can unmute yourself or you can type it in the chat. But again, this is open season, so you can ask whatever you would like.
Wait, we have to ask one question for everybody or just one question in general?
No, one question to me. So you're just asking me questions.
Oh,
you
okay.
have to be specific about if you want a story time, you have to be specific about a story time.
Okay, what was the hardest like assignment you have had to do or like rushed to do?
The hardest assignment I've had to do. That is a great question. Okay. So okay. I'll give you this, right? So for senior year, for my major, I was a communication major. We had to do 2 writing intensives, right? So what those courses were at the end of each class, you had to write a 25 to 30 page paper. Um, and I had to do that twice. So I had one where I started it 2 days before. Um, I got most of it done the first day, and then I just kind of procrastinated and ended up finishing at 4 a.m. the day it was due. And then I had got like, I want to say like 3 hours of sleep. So yeah, that was probably the hardest assignment. It ended up being 27 pages of writing, all double spaced, all grammar, all that stuff, plus works cited. So it was more like 30 something pages. So yeah, it's probably the hardest thing that I had to do. Did you have any negative experiences with professors? How did you deal with that situation? That is a good question. I'm trying to think if I had any negative experiences. I think some of my classes we did have some professors who were really like annoying or really bad. I remember I took a psychology class, and it was one of those big lecture halls, and the professor really didn't know too many people, and he just didn't really help out that much. So what I did instead was just work with my classmates who were in there, trying to do the best that I could, um, and it was pretty. He was pretty annoying. I wouldn't recommend taking his course if you end up going to DC or if you know anyone that's in there. Um, but the way that I dealt with it is just like reach out to my support system, reach out to my friends, reach out to my classmates, just to make sure you know what's going on. Is there any unspoken rules of college? Diamond, please elaborate on that. Like like any unspoken rules of college? Is it specific to like the school I went to, or specific to just like college in general? College overall? I don't know any unspoken rules about college. I think each school has um a specific thing that they do or they don't do. I can tell you at Boston University they have a myth that if you step on an emblem that's in like the middle of campus, you won't graduate. Um, like you won't graduate on time or something like that. But like each school has something different. So one thing that I always tell students is like figure out like what that thing is on the campus. So like if it's like, oh, if you step on this, you won't graduate. You have to do these things before you graduate, like stuff like that. But yeah, there's not. I don't really know any unspoken rules about college. How did you pass math class? That is a great question. I really don't know. Um, actually, no, I'm kidding. What I did was I got some help from tutors and I got some help from from my classmates. Using office hours and using tutoring services is really the best way to help you progress with any class. Um, and I think that like making sure that you know if you're not understanding you know specific pieces of your math class, like you can always reach out to someone. Um, how much free time did you have? I had a lot of free time. Compared to high school, college is again very different. It's very spaced out. You can dictate your schedule. So instead of having you know 5 or 6 classes every day, I only had like 2 to 3 classes per day. So I had a block um, from my freshman year. So I had class 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, and then I had class 2 times a week, Tuesday, Thursdays. I purposely set it up so that I had 2 classes back to back on Mondays and Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then I had a gap for lunch. And then same thing on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I had a class a little bit earlier, a class a little bit later. So I had a gap for lunch. And you'll definitely find out that college is way more free time, Jonathan. So like after class, like you can be done as early as like 12 or even 1. You can have classes late. I actually had a few semesters where I didn't have any classes on Friday, so I had a 3-day weekend every weekend. So it was a beautiful thing. And I actually knew some people who had 4-day weekends because they didn't have classes on Mondays or Fridays. So again, you can dictate your schedules. You can dictate how much free time you have. Yeah, Jelani Spellman has said we can't step on the grass. Yeah, see, every school kind of has that. How did you refresh when the stress was too much? That is a great question. What I did was I just try to do things that I like. So watch TV, listen to music, take breaks. Um, Make sure that if you are having a lot of stress or dealing with a lot of homework, dealing with a lot of times where you might have a lot on your plate, just take a break. One of the best things that I can say is during college, like you're gonna make some new friends, you're gonna meet some new people, um, and like making sure that you have fun while also taking care of your academics is really great. So like I remember me and my friends, we would do like movie nights once in a while. We would watch horror movies, we would watch dramas, we would watch whatever, but we would always try to be together, bring some food and stuff like that. So yeah, just do the things that you like, take breaks when you can, and just kind of sit back and relax. Right? How many classes and what classes did you take in your first semester of college? That is a great question, and I wish that I remembered all of them. But let me see. So I took, like I said, I took 3 classes Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I took 2 classes Tuesdays and Thursdays. My first semester ever, I took an English class, college writing. I took a Spanish 1 class, and I'm gonna tell you a thing I don't think you should do, but like if you had, I had been taking Spanish for like 7 years, and I took a basic Spanish class, and I got like an easy A in that. So that's always a nice little finesse there. I took a history course. I took a science course, and then I took one more course that I cannot remember. But if I do remember, I will let you know. But again, you can kind of dictate those classes. Any advice on taking class? Oh, and I took a seminar. That's what the last one. I took a freshman seminar. And I think if you have the opportunity to do so, like take a freshman seminar. Like it's really cool. You get to meet some great people. You get to make some great connections, and just have like serious, well not serious, but like deeper conversations about what it means to be a college student. Um, so that was kind of what I did. And advice on taking classes, like just take things that you're interested in, and even take things that you may not know too much about. Um, I took a class on, like I said, I took a class on Southern literature and Beyonce my senior year, and that was pretty cool. I took a class about astronomy, or it was called the Cosmos, and we learned about the stars and like the moon and all that fun stuff about like space. Um, but yeah, like just take things that you think are interesting and see if you can fill it out. What was the highlight of your college experience? Um, oh, that's a good question. Um, my highlight is probably just living around people and living around my friends. Um, One thing that is really cool about college is that you're gonna make some lasting relationships and lasting friendships. And the best thing about it was just being able to live by them, and talk to them. Diamond, good conversation. No, don't talk about stars. Don't do that. But yeah, like living around my friends, I would say one thing is was probably the best. Uh, I lived with one of my good friends senior year, and honestly, like whenever we were in the room, we would just joke around, mess around, um, and those would be the best part. We also had so another highlight is we had a projector in our room. We put a projector in our room because we had a white wall, and we watched like TV on the projector. It was pretty cool. So yeah. Anyone else have any other questions? Like anything you want to know? Um, and again, like I mentioned, it could be about whatever. It could be about even like my application process. It could be about life on college campus. It could be about study abroad. It can be about courses, teachers, all that. Anybody else? How was my social life in college? I'm a pretty outgoing person, so I would say my social life was pretty good. I was able to meet a lot of different people. I was able to, to connect with a lot of different professors and a lot of different, staff members. I still keep in contact with people now, even though I've been out of college for a few years. But I think that my favorite part was definitely spending weekends like, watching movies, debating music, debating TV with my friends. And I still have some friends that I really still talk with now. And so it was pretty dope. Did I ever study abroad? I did, and I had a whole session about that. I studied abroad in Madrid, Spain. Studying abroad is probably one of the most fun experiences that you can do. Going to a different country, learning about the country's culture while also getting college credits for it. And also like travel. Like I had never been to Europe before, and I just said, you know what, let me just go to this country. My Spanish got a little bit better. I learned a lot about like Spain and learned a lot about being on my own. And it was really dope experience. Does every school have a gym for students to work out for free? Yes, they do, V, and you do not have to worry about that. Every school, for the most part, will have some form of student gym. Some of them are bigger than others. Some of them are smaller than others. Um, but yeah, you'll be able to have access to a gym. Some of them have basketball courts. Some of them have pools. Some of them have weight rooms and tennis courts. But every school is a little bit different. Um, did they pay for my study abroad? And then Jelani, I'm gonna get to your question because that's a really good one. Did they pay for your study abroad? So the way that study abroad works is that some of them are internal and some of them are external. So internal means they are run through the school so that your financial aid will cover the cost of the school year. So technically, I did have a bunch of scholarships. I did have some of it paid off for, but most of the other ones was I had to pay for myself. But an external trip would have been straight out of my pocket. So technically, they did help fund for my study abroad experience, but they did not pay for the whole thing. But again, if you have a lot of scholarships or you have a lot of money for school, you can possibly go study abroad for free. Jelani, this is a great question. If you were to do college over Zoom, do you think it would be harder to manage? Do you think I'm graduate? I think for me personally, I would think that I would graduate. I'm someone who likes to get stuff done. I'm someone who likes to be on top of what I need to do. But I think it would be hard. I think having to deal with classes and having to be at home and having to do a whole school year over Zoom would definitely be difficult. Uh, I think that I could do it, but I definitely understand like the struggles of being on Zoom. When I was finishing up my second degree, I actually had to take one or two classes completely online towards the end of the school year, and it was not fun. So I know, like for y'all, it was definitely a struggle to go through the school year, the rest of the school year like online. But I think that for you all, you've been lucky enough that we're at a place in this pandemic that schools are starting to open up, people are starting to get vaccinated, so um, schools are allowing people back on campus if you want and being in person and having things in person. So I mean, I would say you guys got really really happy about it or got good about it. Oh, I think my internet connection is stable. Okay, that's weird. But yeah, but I think that it would have been difficult, but I think that I could have got it. But yeah, any other questions? Anything else that you want to go over? Want to talk about? Uh, Again, like I mentioned, I've been talking a lot, but there's a lot of stories and a lot of things that I can share. Um, do you want a story time? You can just say yes or no, and I can see if I can think about one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, most hated teacher. I didn't have one. No beef on my side. And if I did, I probably forgot. But yeah, Woodley, he wants a yes. Anyone else? Oh, okay, Abigail. You just like hit something. Yes, I did have two bad roommates. Okay, this will be the story time. Okay. So my freshman year, right? I went to Boston College right in Chestnut Hill. And it wasn't too far from where I grew up. So it was kind of a good piece. Um I had two roommates, but we lived in a space called a force triple. So it was a room built for two people, but they put a third person in it. Um, and I had two roommates. One kid, he was from Connecticut. The other kid was an international student from China. Um, and this is not to be like, yo, they were really trash, but like my thing was I really appreciate like my cleanliness and having that space be clean, and they did not clean like at all, right? They would leave trash out. They would stay up like super super late. One kid, he would play like video games on his computer like all night until like 4 a.m. and I'm trying to sleep. Um, but the worst thing is one of my roommates had an alarm that would go off every night at a specific time. So it would be like 5 in the morning and it would just go off. And I'm a very light sleeper. So it would wake me up and then I would be so mad. I would say, would I want to fight him? Probably not. But like, because I'm a better person than that. But it was so annoying. Um, it was really annoying. And you couldn't really report him because again, it's his alarm. I talked to him about it. I was like, yo, can you turn that off? And he was like, this is the reason why. Um, he was like, this is the reason why I use it. And I was like, I can't report him. Yeah, because he wasn't doing anything. Like it's an alarm. You can't really do much about that. You just have to talk. But yeah, that was my freshman year. But it got better, so don't worry. Hey, I still made it, so it's all good. I still made it. Um, and then I think that's all we got. Anyone else? Oh no. Oh yeah. The alarm experience is not it. Anybody else have any final questions? I probably have time for one or two more. Um, but yeah, anything else you wanna talk about or anything else you wanna ask? And if you would like, once you're officially finished with school, or once we're officially finished with this, if you want to hear more stories, because I have a lot, um, you can ask. Did you sacrifice interests or hobbies? That's a great question. I actually did not. One thing that's cool about college is like you can kind of dictate your own space. You can talk about what you want. You can do things that you really enjoy. And I know for you, you have your own specific interest in hobbies. For me, I wasn't. I love reading, so I was able to read a lot. I love watching movies, so I try to watch movies a lot. Um, and then like I was just able to stay active. That that was a big part of like what I wanted to do. So I did not sacrifice any hobbies, and honestly, I probably picked up um, a few hobbies on the way. So I think you don't have to worry about sacrificing hobbies. Let me see. Do I have any one last story time about college? I'm going through my photos to see if I can find anything. If anything jumps out. I can't. Well, so I can tell you guys one more story. And I think this will be the last piece. Just talking about, would you say it's smart to pick up a course that you know is a hobby? I mean, yeah, I think that's a smart choice because then what it does is it allows you to build that skill and take it with you as you continue on. But one last story is I think just stepping out of your comfort zone. For me, I was never a person that liked to be on the stage. I was never a person that liked to be too, be in the spotlight. But when I was a senior and junior, I actually took part in a few fashion shows. My friends were club organizers, and they asked me, and of course, I was nervous about it. I was like, yo, I don't know if I should do this, but I ended up doing it. It was really fun. Um, and if you get an opportunity like that, or if you know someone who wants to do it, I say just do something that makes you step out of your comfort zone. But yeah, I did a fashion show when I was in college, and it was pretty fun. Got to just dress up, walk the stage, do all that stuff. But now we're gonna move on to the final steps. And this you can either type in the chat or you can unmute yourself. Oh no, they didn't pay me. I just did it because they were my friends. I was like, yo, this might be fun. Um, and I did, and it was really fun. So we're gonna move into these final reflections. Um, and just to talk about like some final steps. And again, you don't have to share, and I want you to kind of have this reflection for yourself. But what is one thing on your agenda for your checklist? And again, just keep it a mental note. Like, what is one thing that you want to make sure you complete as we're finishing up the summer bridge program? And what is one thing you learned about the upper bound staff? So like mostly about me, honestly, because Janae and so busy. And then what is something that you would like more information about? And you can actually answer this last question in the chat on yourself. But what is something that you would like to learn more about, whether it be transitioning to college or roommates or academics? But what is something you want to learn more information about? And again, just take these questions. Um, if you want to have like an actual conversation about it, feel free to reach out, of course. But yeah, just take these as mental notes. If you feel like sharing for the third one, feel free to do so. But I'm going to move on to the next slide. So the final assignment, and I'm going to pull that up in a second because my man Link right here. He got the link. Um,
Wait, sorry, I have a question.
what's up?
We're supposed to make the vision board using crafts, right? So are we supposed to like take a picture and put it on the online
So
or
yeah. So here's the thing, right? Because we weren't able to get those crafts out, I'm just gonna have you do it on a Google sheet, or no, Google Slides. If you have, materials that you want to use or arts and crafts that you have, you can do that as well. And you can just take a picture and then post it on the Google Slide. And yeah, if for some you might have already made it in Google Slides, but just have your name, put your name on it, and then put whatever else you want. And then, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go through this final assignment, and then the last slide was if you have any questions, of course, reach out to me. But let me exit this out real quick. Let's go back to the drive. And let's pull up the vision board assignment. And Stefania, let me know if it's okay to show yours. Yeah. So this is the last one. I'm gonna take this off. So using the Google Slide. Okay, all good. So again, using the Google Slide, please create a slide below with your name in the middle of the slide. So just put your name, big letters, and then showcase a few things in whatever way you feel best. So you can draw it. You can put stickers. You can put photos. You can put, just cartoons. You can put colors. You can put whatever you want. But just try to put, some accomplishments from your past. So for most of you, graduation, if you got a job, if you got any honors, like feel free to express that in whatever way you want. Some of your accomplishments in the present, so like which school you're picking, or if you're going to a job, like you can do that as well. And then what are some things you're looking to achieve in your future? So maybe career choice, maybe a car that you want, or maybe even just getting your license or something like that. Get creative, use different materials, try to create something that's specifically to you. A vision board is something that allows you to kind of see what you want in the next, few years, and also understand things that you've done in the past. But just use the Google slide. You should be able to edit it. Just create a new slide and then just go at it. Um, and again, just to make your life easier, I'm gonna stop my screen share. And what you're gonna do is again just create that vision board. If you want to do it like physically, you can do that and just put a picture of it onto the Google slide. Um, but yeah, so if you feel like you want to create it, for yourself, you can put it. There's actually a folder in it, but I'm just gonna delete the folder because we don't need that. Um, but yeah, so the next session is going to be on Wednesday. Hopefully, we can see all of you there once again. And it's just going to be kind of a wrap up of the summer bridge program. It's going to be a wrap up of, the summer for you all. And it's going to be just a time to, get ready and get excited to move forward when it comes to, going to school or whatever you're doing after high school. And with that, I will leave you with a final reminder of just make sure you finish those assignments by Thursday. I will be collecting all that information and then I will be sending it to Swami to make sure that you are able and eligible to receive those laptops. So thank you all for coming today. Thank you for being great participants. Hopefully, we'll be able to get everyone those laptops and have that list for everyone to have everyone on that list to get those laptops. But if you have any other questions, if you have any other issues, make sure to reach out to me. And with that, I will let you enjoy the rest of your Monday. So have a good one, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Have a good
Bye-bye.
one.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes, indeed.
Can you
Oh,
text
let me stop.